Hi, everyone. This is Rick here, and welcome to Digital Fortress. I'm doing a live broad stream with the Saturn Network. I'm going to pull up the web page and show you how that works. I'm rather intrigued by the Saturn Network. Before I go into that, I just want to let you know that nothing in my videos are financial advice. I don't give financial advice. I'm a little probably reckless and gambler a little bit, maybe, but not a financial advisor. Okay, so. Yeah, disclaimer up front, out of the way. Take care of that. I also noticed when I started up YouTube that it said the Google Hangouts on Air will no longer be available after August 1st. So that's kind of interesting. I just figured that out. So what's this video about today? Saturn Network. I find it rather easy to use. I'm also intrigued. It's kind of cool because it's a proper DEX, distributed exchange, decentralized exchange, and it's a proper DAO. It's a decentralized autonomous organization. So there's no one single server actually running it. It runs entirely on the blockchain. There's a server where you interact with a web page, and that way you can access the blockchain and access the smart contracts. And the reason I'm intrigued by it is because it actually seems pretty easy to use. A lot of times with blockchain technologies, they're a little bit developer-centric or a little bit developer-heavy, where you got to have a little bit of understanding of how the guts under the hood work. But with this decentralized exchange, pretty simple to use. Some of the other exchanges that claim to be decentralized exchanges are not entirely decentralized. I know I've mentioned that in some of my other videos before, but if a centralized, or if an exchange requires you to go through some sort of approval process to get your coin listed or to interact with it, then it's not entirely decentralized, which is okay. It's good to have a blend of different solutions, but if you did want an entirely decentralized exchange, the Saturn Network is the place to look because it really is. The only thing you need is a wallet, and you go on there and do what you're going to do. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go on to the Saturn Exchange. Now I'm trying to do something here. I do these test broadcasts. I'm actually logged into 2 YouTube accounts at the same time. This one that I'm broadcasting from, and the other one that I'm going to use, well, I'm logged into 2 Chrome accounts. The other one that I'm going to use to access the wallet. Now I'm checking my feed, and I'm not seeing video on my test feed. If someone can leave me a comment in the chat. I know there's only a few people watching. It's Friday, midday. People are either at work, or they're going out having fun. Or there's us who are not out having fun. We are messing around with YouTube. So it looks like the stream is working. I just don't see the video from it. I will assume it is, even though I can't see it. You can leave me a comment in the chat and let me know. Thank you. Darren N. Good evening, Rick. Thanks, Darren. Brian Penley, sitting at the VA. Thank God for the stream. Okay, Brian, glad I could be of help there. Thank you guys for letting me know that the stream is actually working. My screen now and go over to the Saturn Network and do an exchange. And there's 2 particular coins of interest on here, tokens. They are ERC-223 tokens. ERC-223 tokens are enhanced form of an ERC-20 token. There are 4 differences. 2 of them are kind of like bug fixes, and 2 of the other changes to ERC-223 are kind of like enhancements. I'm not technical enough to know exactly what they all are, but I read through it and it made sense. So ERC-223 is a good thing to look up. On the Saturn Network, it uses both Ethereum and Ethereum Classic. I'm going to be using Ethereum Classic for this particular video. So let me go to screen share here. And I get this crazy infinite thing. Then I need to switch browsers. There we are. That's where I want to be. And all right, so here's the Saturn Network. Now, these first top 2 things where it says HODL ETC and HODL ETH, these are actually, you can select them, and it takes you into the ETC HODL dApp like I was showing you before. and you can purchase ETC, and depending on which one that you select, you can get different levels of bonuses, 25%, 10% bonus. There's 3-month lockup for 10%, 6-month lockup for 25%. The thing that I was interested or curious about tonight was the ONEX and the Bitcoin Classic token. These are both ERC-223 tokens. The Bitcoin Classic token, I was very curious because I happened to go on there tonight, and I noticed the countdown timer was at 1 day, and I was like, whoa, hey, that's kind of cool. I remember seeing this a couple of weeks ago. So when I went to do research and I saw that, and I thought, well, they're up to something there. I wonder what it is. I'm curious. So I was going to go in here and purchase the BCT. And so it's a good demo for this video. So I just select it. So let me show you how to get there. I'm going to go back to all ETC assets. I'm going to go to the dashboard. So I'm back to the beginning. This is the page where I left off using this little sidebar over here. Okay, so from this list, I'm going to collect the Bitcoin Classic token. I don't know much about this developer, so I would go to token info. And from here, I can look up the website for Bitcoin Classic token, which is this web page and has a countdown timer. And so there isn't much other information I could find. However, developers might be available in Telegram. And so I'll go back to the main page, assets, and select the Bitcoin Classic token. And I could place a buy order, or I can just go purchase. I'm going to do a purchase. So you can see how easy it is. So that was a key. Go to front page, select the token of interest, place your order. And in this case, I pre-calculated I'm going to need 5.15955 ETH to make the purchase, and it came up to exactly the right amount. Now what I could do if I just type in, okay, I've got 5 Ethereum Classic, and it calculates, the web page will calculate. And I got a little bit of lag because I'm running a YouTube video, so I'm just going to punch it in 1.15955. Now if I'm too slow, someone might beat me to it. And it calculated the amount of Bitcoin Classic token. And this is a lot of money. Right now, that's like, what is it, almost $8 for Ethereum Classic. So this is about $40. I hit buy Bitcoin Classic token, and I get a little pop-up, and then it asks me for the gas price. And I could lower the GUI, and old Crypto Geek's going to make fun of me for leaving it at 1. And I'm going to hit submit. And that makes the purchase, and it shows up here. It says, buy BTC has been submitted. And then pending right here in the middle under transaction receipt. I'm going to pause. I left the GUI at 1 so that the transaction will go a little bit quicker, but I have gotten away with 0.1s. So you can make these transactions on Ethereum Classic chain very inexpensive. And what I'll do while this transaction is pending, I'm going to check the comment section here and see if there's any questions in there. Darren says, Ethereum Classic is the dog's bollocks. People just don't realize it. It's code is law. Yeah, that's right, Darren. That's pretty much code is law. And there you go. And you don't have people going in there changing it around. Ethereum Classic strengths are the immutability and the decentralization. Those are two of the strong points on Ethereum Classic. And I got a success. There we go. That was pretty quick. So speed is also, because the network isn't super heavily loaded, so it's doing pretty good on speed. That transaction is complete. So we're going to go back to the exchange. Now, so the transaction is complete because I have my Saturn wallet here, showing up here. I have tokens in here, and I know this is not a good idea. You don't show your tokens online. So here's my Bitcoin Classic token. I just picked up some more. And of course, if any of these ever moon, I'm going to move these obviously to a different wallet, so it's not so blatantly obvious where I'm storing all my tokens. All right, so there we go. That was the Bitcoin Classic token, and I guess we'll find out what happens when this countdown timer gets down to 0 in 22 hours. Okay, so the other token of interest I was curious about is the ONEX token. I was speaking to the dev on Telegram here, very nice gentleman. And so I got ONEX here. So the interesting thing about this is I have some in my wallet, in my Saturn wallet here. And let me show you that for a moment. So I'm on the Ethereum network, or Ethereum Classic Network. My tokens are down here. Now the ONEX tokens, they are a proof of stake ERC-223, or a proof of stake token. My connection is a little slow, so it's loading right now. I mean, my connection is not slow. It's both slow, but it's heavily loaded because I'm broadcasting YouTube at the same time. But the ONEX network will read that Saturn wallet. So I have some of the tokens, and what's interesting is if I go to the ONEX network, I have a bookmark here. So I can go to ONEX. Here's the tokens that you can buy and sell. Then I go to token info and I select ONEX network. Opens up ONEX network. Let me close my extra tab. And the interesting thing here is it has this calculator because it's a proof of stake smart contract token, and there's more details on this web page. It becomes inflationary for the initial supply, the max supply, 3-day minimum coin age, 100% first year interest. There's a calculator in here, a couple other tools in here. So the calculator is the neat thing. You can mint the tokens. Right now I have a certain number of tokens in the wallet. Where's the ONEX? I got it down here. So there's 1530 ONEX in there. And these are all older than 3 days, and I've minted some of them. You can mint them in two ways. One is you go on the web page here on the calculator, and it calculates your balance and the current number of tokens you're going to mint by selecting the mint process. This web page reads the wallet because the wallet is a Chrome plugin or Chrome extension. And if I go to mint the tokens, say I want to collect on these tokens here, it says mint 29 ONEX. And that's my reward for holding them more than 3 days. And it will still accumulate. This is about a week and a half with 1530 tokens. So I click mint, my wallet pops up. You set the gas price, you hit submit. That's one way of doing it. And that mints your tokens. I forget what the response is. Let me see what the response is here from the web page. I think it just goes into my wallet. My wallet is at 1530. And I'll give it a moment to see if it goes up from 1530. This should go up right here. I did it a couple weeks ago, but I'm kind of old, so I forget shit sometimes. Mint tokens. I'm pretty sure I did it right. Let me check my wallet and make sure I don't have a button I have to hit. I don't think I do. Yeah, that should do it. Ah, there it is. So I was at 1530. I got my 29 tokens. It didn't take very long. And it did the procedure correctly. That is how I did it before. I just don't remember. Sometimes I get a little indicator right up here. There'll be a little 1 or a 2 pops up if I have to perform another step. It's like a little notification button if you have to do a step. I didn't get that notification. So that's how you mint the tokens on ONEX. So neat stuff. That's all I was really going to touch on today was those two particular tokens, because I happened to go on here earlier today and I saw that the Bitcoin Classic token had the countdown timer, and that I could also go ahead and mint some ONEX tokens while I was at it. I'm going to take a look at the chat here and the Telegram for the Saturn Network Telegram. I'm not going to pull it up on my screen. Here, give me a second here to stop sharing. Make sure I have my video back, and I do. Okay, hi everybody. So let me check Telegram, Saturn Network, if there's anyone in there, any questions or any advice. If I did something wrong, people were more than happy to let me know I screwed up. So if I screwed something up, let me know. I know I make mistakes, but the Saturn Network's easy to use. See, I didn't screw anything up this time. That's when you know crypto's getting somewhere, when a knucklehead like me can operate your web page. You're probably doing it right. Questions. Saturn Network is there. Hey, Saturn Network is in the YouTube chat. How you doing, guys? Darren, Rick, you work very hard to get content to the people. Right on, Darren. I kind of get a kick out of it. It's kind of fun and a little bit rewarding and gives me something to do. It keeps me out of bars on Friday night. It's Friday night in Japan here. It's crazy out there right now. I'm going to place near Honcho. It's called the Haunch. They call it the Haunch. Great name for it. Party town. People out there getting crazy. So no jail time, no bars for me tonight. Okay, let me see if there's anything. Let's see here. Okay, so no questions on there. That's pretty much it. I'll try to keep this video short. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll just leave it posted up as is. Y'all have a great day and have fun playing with the Saturn Network. I know I get a kick out of it, and I'll be checking back because they're doing a lot of improvements. I noticed the web page was actually more responsive when I entered the numbers, so I guess they've been doing a little bit of back-end work on that. Or, I don't know, maybe it was just slow last week, but it did seem to respond better. You guys are doing a great job with the web page there, making crypto easy. I like that. Take care. Bye-bye.